How many times a week do you open the refrigerator, grab those leftovers from lunch or dinner, put them in the microwave or on the stove, press a button, and simply trust that you're doing something smart, economical, and even sustainable? After all, no one wants to waste food. No one wants to throw money away. Reusing leftovers feels responsible. But what if, behind that practical habit, there's a risk that almost no one talks about? What if the simple act of reheating certain foods is triggering chemical transformations capable of generating inflammatory and potentially harmful compounds in your body? What's most concerning is that the pancreas, an essential organ for digestion and blood sugar control, rarely gives clear warning signs when something is wrong. It works in silence, and often it suffers in silence too. Pancreatic cancer is known to be one of the deadliest forms of cancer. In most cases, by the time symptoms appear, persistent abdominal pain, unexplained weight loss, jaundice, extreme fatigue, the disease is already in an advanced stage. This happens because the pancreas is located deep within the abdominal cavity, and tumors in that area can grow for a long time without causing noticeable pain. That's what makes any potential risk factor more alarming. We're not talking about something that gives obvious early warnings. We're talking about a silent process that can take years to manifest. Now let's get to the core issue. The problem isn't reheating food in general. What raises concern are certain types of food and certain storage and reheating conditions. When we talk about fried foods, French fries, fried chicken, breaded snacks, deep-fried items, we're talking about foods cooked at very high temperatures, usually submerged in vegetable oils such as soybean, corn, or sunflower oil. These oils undergo chemical changes when exposed to intense heat. And when reheated, they may undergo even deeper oxidation. The oxidation of oils can generate compounds such as aldehydes and other byproducts that, in laboratory studies, have been associated with cellular oxidative stress. Oxidative stress means an excess of free radicals in the body. Free radicals are unstable molecules that can damage cellular structures, including proteins, lipids, and even DNA. When this damage occurs repeatedly over the years, the internal environment of the body may become more prone to chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation isn't the kind you can feel, like visible swelling or pain. It's low-grade, ongoing inflammation at the microscopic level. It can affect blood vessels, tissues, and internal organs. Multiple scientific studies suggest that persistent inflammatory environments may contribute to the development of various types of cancer, including pancreatic cancer. It's not a direct or immediate cause, but it creates fertile ground, like preparing soil for something to grow. Beyond fried foods, another group that deserves attention is nitrate-rich leafy greens such as spinach, kale, arugula, and Swiss chard. These vegetables are extremely healthy when consumed fresh and prepared properly. The issue isn't the vegetables themselves, but how they are stored and reheated. After cooking, if they are kept too long at improper temperatures or stored incorrectly, bacteria can convert nitrates into nitrites. Under certain conditions, especially when reheated, these nitrites can participate in the formation of nitrosamines, compounds that experimental research has shown to have carcinogenic potential. It's important to clarify that this does not mean everyone who reheats spinach will develop cancer. Science does not work in simplistic cause and effect terms like that. What researchers discuss is cumulative exposure over time. Small, repeated exposures to potentially harmful compounds may contribute to increased risk, especially when combined with other factors such as a diet high in ultra-processed foods, sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and excessive alcohol consumption. What we're observing is a pattern. Certain foods, when cooked at high temperatures and later reheated improperly, may generate substances that increase oxidative stress and promote chronic inflammation. The pancreas, being highly active in metabolism, can be affected by persistent inflammatory environments. It plays a key role in producing digestive enzymes and releasing insulin and glucagon, hormones essential for blood sugar balance. Repeated tissue stress over years may contribute to cellular changes. Another rarely discussed factor is storage time. It's not just reheating that matters, it's how long the food stayed in the refrigerator and under what conditions. Cooked foods should be cooled quickly and stored at safe temperatures. The longer they are stored, the greater the chance of chemical alterations and bacterial growth. And when reheated again, some of these changes can intensify. There's also the issue of the container used for reheating. Heating food in inappropriate plastic containers can release unwanted substances, especially if the plastic is not designed for high temperatures. Some of these substances can act as endocrine disruptors, interfering with the body's hormonal balance. Hormonal imbalances can also influence inflammatory and metabolic processes. When you look at the big picture, it's not about a single villain. It's about the combination of habits. It's reused cooking oil multiple times. It's deep-fried food exposed to high heat and reheated again. It's food left in the fridge for days before being eaten. It's improper storage. It's unsuitable containers. All of this, repeated week after week, year after year, can contribute to a less healthy internal environment. Pancreatic cancer does not appear overnight. It results from multiple factors, genetic and environmental. Environmental factors are the ones we have greater control over. A balanced diet rich in fresh fruits, vegetables, fiber, lean proteins, and healthy fats is associated with lower risk of chronic diseases. In contrast, diets high in ultra-processed foods, frequent fried items, and oxidized fats are associated with higher systemic inflammation. Perhaps the most shocking realization is that something considered practical and economical may have a side rarely discussed in depth. Reusing food isn't wrong. In fact, reducing waste is important. But it's crucial to understand which foods are safer to reheat and which require more caution. Simple preparations like properly cooked rice, beans, and meats, when stored and reheated correctly, tend to carry lower risk. Deep-fried foods and reused oils deserve extra attention. The change doesn't require panic, just awareness. Instead of reheating fried foods in oil again, consider using an oven or air fryer without adding extra fat, just to warm them quickly. Avoid reusing frying oil multiple times. Prefer consuming leafy greens fresh and avoid keeping them cooked for extended periods before reheating. Small actions can reduce exposure to undesirable compounds. It's equally important to maintain perspective. Science deals with probabilities and relative risks. No single habit alone causes a complex disease like pancreatic cancer. But the combination of multiple factors over time can alter individual risk. The good news is that positive changes can also reduce that risk. Perhaps the most important question is, are you willing to reevaluate your daily habits? Are you willing to look more closely at your kitchen routine? Convenience is tempting, saving money is necessary, but health is irreplaceable. The pancreas does not send loud warnings. It does not hurt until the problem is advanced. Acting before something happens is always the smartest strategy. Imagine each food decision as a vote in favor of your health, or a vote contributing to a more inflammatory internal environment. A single vote doesn't decide an election, but thousands of them over the years make all the difference. What you choose to put on your plate, how you prepare it, how you store it, and how you reheat it all add up. This isn't about living in fear, it's about living informed. Information based on scientific evidence, studies on lipid oxidation, reactive compound formation, and inflammatory processes. Information that allows more conscious choices. Maybe you'll continue reheating leftovers, but more selectively. Maybe you'll reduce frequent fried foods. Maybe you'll discard oil after use instead of reusing it. Maybe you'll choose to consume vegetables fresh on the same day they're prepared. These decisions, repeated over years, may contribute to a body less inflamed, less exposed to potentially harmful compounds, and better equipped to defend itself against cellular damage. The human body has remarkable repair mechanisms. It handles free radicals daily. The problem arises when free radical production exceeds the body's defensive capacity. In the end, the message is simple and powerful. Small daily choices have cumulative impact. The seemingly harmless habit of reheating certain foods can, under specific conditions, increase the formation of compounds associated with oxidative stress and chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation is one pathway that may contribute to serious diseases over time. Your kitchen can be a space of healing or a space of risk, depending on the choices you make. This isn't about extremism, it's about balance, knowledge, and responsibility toward your own body. If you seek longevity, quality of life, and prevention, start with the simplest actions. Observe what's on your plate. Observe how it was prepared. Observe how it was stored. And especially observe how you choose to reheat what will nourish your cells. Perhaps the biggest revelation isn't that one single habit can accelerate disease. The true revelation is that the power is in your hands. The power to transform your routine. The power to reduce risks. The power to choose health today and harvest the benefits tomorrow. Don't let convenience or haste become excuses to ignore signals that science is beginning to understand. Your health deserves attention. Your pancreas deserves care. And your daily decisions, no matter how small they seem, can shape the story of your future.